Alright, hey, what's going on? It's Ben here. I'm bringing to you an Aggro Vanar deck, and this is pretty much utilizing similar cards to before, except I have the exception of I'm also running Grincher in the deck, which is pretty insane because it's really useful at having a proactive 5-drop compared to other cards which are pretty situational like the Dancing Blades or Zenrui. Having the Grincher is really nice in putting a large body on the board and pretty much giving you some extra damage if you're lucky. Otherwise, it's pretty much a similar deck to before. I'm going to drop a Primus Fist here and tempo out a Chromatic Cold on the Heart Sister. Definitely want to ruin his plan of how to get the Mana Springs next turn. Hopefully he'll only be able to place maybe a 3-drop. If he didn't follow up with the 2 drops, which is pretty unlikely because he dropped the Heart Sister on his first turn. And Heart Sister is pretty weak as a turn 1 play because I can use a Cryogenesis on there. But it looks like he has a Cryogenesis of his own. Maybe I'm just going to start piling on damage with a Snowpiercer. It's a 9 damage card right there. 9 damage. I kind of want to get rid of a Saber-Spine Tiger. I don't really want that until I'm getting lethal, pretty much. These 2 Cryogenesises will be useful in removing the board. Otherwise, I'm going to just develop a Razorback because it's one of the slower cards in my hand. And I'm hoping that he doesn't have another Cryogenesis, though it'll be kind of fine if he uses another Cryogenesis, because he wouldn't be developing anything on the board if he uses a Cryogenesis. He could develop a 2-drop, but I think he's a little bit weak on the 2-drops. And let's hope that he doesn't play around Warbird. Or I can pick up a Heart Sister, and that'll pretty much be giving me some good options with Warbird. Alright, Saber-Spine Tiger, that's pretty nice in removing the Razorback, unfortunately. And it's grabbing him 2 Mana Springs, so looks like I got tricked. Yeah, I'm probably going to remove a Cryogenesis on the following turn. Oh, I can use that on the Healing Mystic, because that's a pretty big minion. Unfortunately, I'm not really having a spot where I can develop minions. Let's get rid of the Chromatic Cold. Actually, let's get rid of one of the Cryogenesises. As I said before, it might not be doing too much for me. But I will remove the Healing Mystic with a Cryogenesis, which should pick me up a Crystal Cloaca. Because I don't have any other Vespers in the deck. Yeah, Crystal Cloaker. It's pretty expected. I might want to play around a Zenrui, so I'll put the Crystal Cloaker on the left side. There's no reason to put him on the right side, because I know he's going to run in that direction anyway. As for perspective plays, I do have a turn for 2 3-drops, which I can do with a Spelljammer and the Saber-Spine Tiger if I so chose to do that. Unfortunately, it wouldn't leave room for a Warbird, which I do want to use next turn, because on the following turn afterwards, I will be able to get another Warbird, so I don't want to put that to waste. So it might be looking like a Chromatic Cold and a 3-drop. Maybe, yeah, maybe a Spelljammer will be nice. Hearth Sister. Alright. Well, that's not really in a relevant position, so I can kind of back up and continue to attack him. Oh, a Spelljammer. Well, that's going to give me cards, so I'm fine with that. Although this is a bit big. I can use a Cryogenesis. Oh, I can use a Chromatic Cold on the Heart Sister. And I don't really need to develop a Spelljammer because he's going to get me spells himself. So maybe he's going to attack into my general since I'm going to use a Snowpiercer here. Seems like a plan. I definitely do want to use a Chromatic Cold on the Heart Sister though. That's just way too good. Because I can silence and remove it. Well, it feels good. Maybe it's not actually good. Yeah, let's start piling on the damage, and good thing I got some card draw from the Spelljammer, which would be really useful. Oh, the Repulsor Beast is also really nice, although these Blood Tier Alchemists aren't going to do too much for me in the future. I'll probably remove one of them, definitely. And I can pretty much expect playing out a Repulsor Beast on the following turn, because he's probably going to need to summon something big. Huge! Maw. Well, that wasn't very big. But Provoke Shieldmaster would be pretty brutal. But I would be fine with a Provoke Shieldmaster because the Repulsor Beast is just so good in removing that. And he's going to let me continue to draw cards, which I am okay with. Let's get rid of that Blood Tier Alchemist though. Oh, a Spelljammer. Maybe I should put down another Spelljammer. You know, get the extra card draw. Oh, this is great. Getting rid of those Provoke Shieldmasters, I'm going to be able to deal another 5 damage. And I will put the Spelljammer over here because I don't want him to use a Maw to get rid of my Fey Bloodwind. Alright, well, let's count some damage. I probably do need some more cards, so I should put down the Spelljammer. I have 6 damage in hand, so I still need more Spelljammers. I guess there's no real need to develop a Warbird just yet. I could develop the Blood Tier Alchemist since it is a body. Yeah, I'll develop the Blood Tier Alchemist because it has a potential for an extra 2 damage on the Kara Bloodwing. I don't think I'll use it on a minion, and I don't really need to save the Bloodborne spell, but I do have options for a Bloodborne spell in the following turns. Second Provoke Shieldmaster would be pretty brutal here though. Now it'll be a 5-8, which would be insane. But I am threatening lethal on the board, even if he's able to remove these 2 guys. Or it's kind of hard for him to remove everything, so I feel kind of safe. Provoke Shieldmaster is pretty brutal. Hailstone Prison, that's a really odd choice. Alright, so he's choosing to get rid of the artifact. Alright, if I could get another Repulsor Beast, that would be the game. Yeah, there are a few cards that could help me out here. And that's one of them! Alright, Saber Spine Tigers for the win. Alright! Yeah! Alright, I got a little bit nervous with the upcoming turn because I didn't have an original 2-drop. But I do have a 2-drop now, and I'm not sure if I want to keep all these cards. Chromatic Coals are very useful in getting rid of Lantern Foxes, which could be a problem with a Spell Song High. And I might even want to keep both of them. Although I do want to grab a upcoming 2-drop, so maybe the Chromatic Coals are not that useful. But the Chromatic Coals are really excellent against Spell High because pretty much everything demands a silence, and not a silence, a dispel, and a Chromatic Cold is just so great in removing the silence, or it's removing the effect of the card as well as removing it, something like a Chakra Avatar, a Lantern Fox. Speak of the devil. I was just talking about you, Lantern Fox. I'm just thinking of a way I can grab a Mana Spring and protect one, but that doesn't seem to be quite the case. But Chromatic Cold on this guy is super good. And I need to make sure that I play out the Primus Fist first. I'm going to grab the middle Mana Spring because obviously it gives me a minion in a relevant position. And what I mean by putting a minion in a relevant position is that I want to put a minion in a spot where I can potentially use it for better things later. Pretty much you want to leave your options as large as possible with your minion placement. So placing it closer to a center line really helps you, give you options in attacking, defending, blocking off your opponent's general, pretty much everything that's going down. Unfortunately, the mini jacks landed on kind of a poor spot, but I'm okay with that because if he's going to back up there to grab the kill on the mana, on the whoa, Fanblade, that is really weird. I mean, Chromatic Cold is going to help a little bit. I'm going to hurt a little bit. And Warbird also. I'm not sure if I want to remove that. I'm actually tempted to remove it because it is kind of a big guy. 5-3 is no joking amount of damage. Wow, 5-3 can actually be pretty tough. Still ahead on board, so I think I'm good. I'm going to keep these cards because they're still pretty nice. I do want to still use Chromatic Colds to remove any of his targets for silence. Or dispels. Although this doesn't seem to be a traditional spell high, I'm expecting some sort of aggro variant. Although that card's also pretty good as, I don't know, it's kind of good as a control aspect also. So it's kind of hard to tell what kind of song high this is. Blink is kind of an indicator of some sort of deck that runs cards that pretty much get out of control. Oh yeah, that's the card. I could remove it, but I do want to race. Racing is good. I think I already have enough cards, so I don't need a Spelljammer. He has a lot of cards too. 8-8, wow. Alright, let's see how bold he is in racing. I'm not going to develop the Razorback here just yet, because this is the... Actually, developing a Razorback here is okay. He's going to trade a Blade Savior into the Razorback though. I think it is a turn to play Razorback though. 4 damage is good enough. Well, this Snowpiercer is 6 damage. So I have 6 and then 10. I can deal 10 damage this turn. So that will leave enough for the next turn. Yeah. Which I think is not going to happen. It's a little bit difficult for him to deal damage, but 9 damage is not hard for a Songhai, because he just needs 3 of the right spells. I guess I'm good. Kaido. Oh no. Do you have like a million inner focuses? Oh wow. He just needs 2 more damage. That's not quite enough, I think. So he's off by 1? Whew! He's off by 1. Wow! That was really close. I could attack in myself, but that would be ridiculous. I'm just going to take their easy kill. Razorback! Oh man, 1 off. Whew. Okay, I'm going to get rid of the Chromatic Cold because there isn't really anything early that I want to really dispel in the early game. I really want the Chromatic Cold right when a Vorpal Reaver comes out, but that's a little bit later, so it looks like I'm just going to develop the Primus Fist up here on the corners so I can later develop something with the Mana Spring. Otherwise, next turn, if I don't find an opportunity to use a Blood Tier Alchemist, I'll probably replace Lat because the Blood Tier Alchemist is not particularly useful against Castlevania. Unless he runs mini jacks, which I think is pretty much the biggest thing that I can deal with. Also a Healing Mystic, which is probably expected with the Castlevania class. Although I played this guy a few days before, so this guy's actually running a Swarm Vision with... Well, he's running Castlevania with a Swarm Vision from the last time I was checking him out, so that is what it's going to be. Oh yeah, it is what it is. Alright, so it looks like the Blood Tier Alchemist is actually going to be pretty useful in getting rid of this Primus Fist. Unfortunately, I guess I can develop a Spelljammer here. I don't really want to though. I do want to come up to destroy that Gloom Chaser. I guess alternatively I could just use a Primus Fist to remove a Gloom, or use a Primus Fist to remove a Wraithling and just develop a Spelljammer. Then I do want to replace my Razorback because there isn't really much of a board here. Alright, Snowpiercer. That's not very good against Swarm Vision because he's got some good stuff up his sleeve. But otherwise, I think this is fine. I can use the Mana Spring over down here later, which would be very, very nice. I do want to play around the Blood Tier Alchemist of his, so I decided to attack into Gloom Chaser. Even though I develop 1 more damage, I think it's more of a priority that this Primus Fist does 2 damage to Castlevania or 2 damage to the Primus Fist, which are both fine outcomes. The Spelljammer should be staying alive because he doesn't really have a good way to remove it from the board, and I'm pretty sure Castlevania doesn't really have removal, but he has Spectral Blade, so that's going to work out nicely for him. But I did get 2 cards already, so this is more than enough for me. Ugh. Hopefully it doesn't grab the Mana Spring. It does grab the Mana Spring, I'm pretty unlucky. I'm going to have to protect this Blood Tier Alchemist, so I'm going to want to position the Blood Tier Alchemist on these 3 tiles. So this Wraithling won't be able to come up here. I can actually use the Warbird to destroy that Primus Fist. A little bit of a mistake here. I don't really want the Cryogenesis. I already have a lot of cards, and I just want to develop something on the 3. Although I don't think I can actually develop anything. Am I going to develop another Razorback? Actually, this Spectral Blade is actually really, really annoying. But I can remove it with a Warbird and a hit. Alright, I think I'm just going to do that. Should I continue to clear off the board? Maybe, maybe not. Yeah, I should probably definitely... I do want to develop a Snowpiercer though. I guess if I can get rid of the Wraithling first and just develop a Snowpiercer, this is totally fine. Because this kind of guarantees 6 damage on the opposing general. Which is not bad. By my standards. Oh, okay. I didn't have enough mana actually, so that was a mistake. I thought I had enough mana to play out the Blood Tier Alchemist, but it looks like he's just going to trade his minions into my general, which is not good at all. I definitely need a Jack's True Sight. Deathfire Crescendo! Well, I do have a Chromatic Hold, so that's going to be kind of useful. And he's going to attack me with his general, so he's going to take the extra damage, so this is good. If I'm taking 4 damage, this is good. Wow! He didn't even attack! That's brutal. I can actually use a Cryogenesis here. Yeah, then I can develop good stuff. Oh yeah, let's just do it. I'm going to get a Crystal Cloaker, and the Crystal Cloaker is my most proactive play in this deck. Although he does have the Bloodborne spell business. Oh, I'm going to still develop it. If he takes 4 to their Crystal Cloaker, that's totally fine by me. And I'll keep these cards because they're all pretty much direct damage. I guess I should get rid of the Razorback. We need more direct damage. Direct damage. Also, Repulsor Beast. I should have made the attack, actually. I did not do that for some reason. But I'll use the Repulsor Beast on that dude. And it looks like he's not going to use the Bloodborne spell, so excellent turn. I'll replace the Spelljammer because that's not going to do much for me right now. Hearth Sister, that could be good. I'm going to take myself away from the Vorpal Reaver. Don't really want any Vorpal Reaver shenanigans going down on me. I don't want the Vorpal Reaver to do anything pretty much on anybody because I want everyone to be happy. I'll put the Repulsor Beast here since I don't want him to use a Bloodborne spell on the Repulsor Beast. Not like it's going to really make a difference. I'm going to use the Blood Tier Alchemist here because it might potentially be an extra 2 damage if I'm lucky. Otherwise, the Warbird, yeah, might as well keep the Warbird around. All right, this is good. I'm feeling good about this. If I attacked last turn, I would have had lethal. Actually, did I have lethal? Oh, I missed lethal here. I could have put down a Saber Spine Tiger and a Bloodborne spell from the looks of things. And then that would have been enough damage. Instead, I did these 2 cards instead. Aw, man, what a big miss. Although this should probably be a guaranteed win anyway, unless he has like a million health. Because it's kind of the same thing. Which is lucky for me, but I could have closed out the game immediately. I don't think there's actually a lot of comeback mechanisms that would actually do too much against me. I guess 6 mana is a lot for a comeback mechanism. Man, I will feel really terrible if I still lost from this position. But no, I'm good. Yeah, it's going to have to develop something. He's going to have to come down here and develop something on the center. Although I have guaranteed damage. Ah, Spectral Blade. So that does keep him round, technically. But I'm good. I got this. Chromatic Cold. Froze to death. Actually, he was dead on board, right? Warbird and my general attacking. Yeah, that was good. Alright, we're here at the end of the video. Maybe the sound's a little bit choppy because the window's a little bit open because it's a little bit hot outside at 90 degrees Fahrenheit. So, gotta keep myself a little bit comfortable by keeping the window a little bit open. So I'm sorry about the audio if it's a little bit touchy. If it's way too like unbearable, I guess I'll close the windows again and I'll just put myself in a hot box. But otherwise, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out some more Duelyst action. And to do that, I would recommend that you put a Primus Fist on the Spelljammer. I'll have to wait for this guy to get out of the way. Get out of the way! Alright, so put the Primus Fist down on the right and buff up that Spelljammer. Otherwise, let me know how you felt about this gameplay of the deck. Any deck lists you want to see me play in the future, or you have any music you want to see in the video, be sure to let me know in the comments below and rate the video to see if you liked what's going on here, and I'll see ya!